charge my computer. Yeah, just in
We've
case.
gone. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
You can charge. Still charge. It's okay.
Actually, now I think about it, I've only got 68%. I'm going to charge mine at the same time.
Our computer now, and then we can go live.
Just put it in. That'll be fine.
Yep. All good.
Yes, just in case.
Okay. Yep. Hello all, welcome on the show, and we welcome our viewers as well. We are live onto our channel Lotus World, and today we have three intelligent, genuine, nice people to kind of have a good conversation. First, senior most, Jackie Watts. She's a councillor with Melbourne City. Then we have two aspirants, Rohit Singh, who is contesting from Harrison Ward in Wyndham City, and Dr. Dashi Zhang. She is contesting from Melbourne City. So welcome, guys. Welcome on your show.
And you Vipul, where are you from?
I'm Vipul, based out of Southeast. I run this channel called Lotus World, and have been in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia for the last 5.5 years, and a conversator, would like to talk but listen more. So I like asking a few questions and then keep quiet and listen to the answers and bring out a little more from the person.
And you're contesting the election also, Vipul?
Not yet, not there.
No.
Not in that priority list. As I said, I like to talk or converse.
Well, good.
Yeah. So, first to you, Jackie, how would you describe yourself in just one word?
Intelligent.
Thank you. Next, Dashi, to you. How would you introduce yourself in one word?
Doctor.
Amazing. So we have intelligent doctor. Nice combination. And Rohit, how about you? Rohit, I think his screen has freezed.
I think he's on mute. It will be helpful if he...
Yeah, Rohit.
Entrepreneur. That's good.
Oh.
So intelligent doctor, entrepreneur.
Well,
amazing.
What a combination.
Entrepreneur.
And let me also say, I'm asking myself and I'm answering student.
Oh. Of life or of a particular discipline?
Life.
Well, we are all in that category.
Thank you.
No matter how old we are.
Bodies get aged, but the heart still has to be young.
Indeed, it does.
Yeah. Next question, quickly. A little bit brief about you, Jackie.
Yes.
Little introduction.
So I've been an elected councillor at the City of Melbourne for the past 9 years.
Yeah.
And I am recontesting this election because I think it is an election like no other. And I do feel I'm particularly well placed, given my experience already on council and having been there for the last few months. I can assure everybody listening that these are very unusual circumstances. First of all, to be conducting an election, and secondly, to be managing any municipality.
Challenging. Yes, Dashi, over to you. A brief introduction.
Yes, as a citizen and a Dockland resident, I hope I can have a chance to have some influence and also give back to the society. So this year, this is my first time running for the Melbourne City Council election, and I want to learn some experience from like a Councillor Jackie Watts and my teammate. Yeah, like our leadership team, Gary, and those successful entrepreneurs, like Rohit. Thank you.
Nice. Rohit, about you.
I've been here 20 years in Australia. I have traveled continents. I've been to India, Australia, and America, educated there. And I went to Harvard Business School. And right now I'm in Harrison Ward and I'm contesting for Harrison Ward council election. I have a lot of ideas about startup, Silicon Valley, and lots of issues that I want to solve. So I'm contesting for Harrison Ward as a councillor.
Right. One common question for all of us, or three of us rather. Why are you standing for this council election, and how would you make a difference? Jackie.
I think I've already referred to that to some extent. I'm standing because I think the council actually needs somebody with my experience at the moment here. It's really, having been contested elections before, I know what it's like to move into a council and learn how to do things. We don't have time to learn very much this term. In the city of Melbourne anyway, we've got to hit the ground running because our city needs to be rebooted, to rebound, and we have to think very carefully and strategically about what to do. And I've been sitting in at council in the last 5 months on the future task force, knowing what's unraveling and knowing how to hopefully restart it again. And what we're going to need is a lot of what Rohit has, this entrepreneurial idea, seems to me to be critical no matter what municipality you're in, because the future will require a degree of attention to creating the prosperity which will underpin our recovery. It's all going to hinge on economic prosperity. We're worrying about the emotional and social aspects of the COVID pandemic, but we can't really solve many of those until we get the prosperity happening again.
So true, so true, so true. Yeah, Dashi, to you.
Yes, for me, I think my background and my international background will help me to work for the Melbourne City Council. For example, I got my PhD from RMIT for 5 years in the city of Melbourne, and currently I'm a Dockland resident. I have in Australia for 9 years. I live in the city area, and that is very helpful. And for my international background, I got my master in communication from California State University, Los Angeles, and my MPhil from Hong Kong Baptist University. And I think my international background will help me in the areas like international engagement and also connect with the minority communities in the city. And this year I will run in the team of Jackie Worth and also Gary Morgan, and we will help each other to improve Melbourne together. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Rohit. Rohit, over to you.
So the question is why I'm standing for council election, yeah?
Yes, yes, yes. Why?
Yeah, the question is why I'm standing for council election, yeah?
Correct.
There are a lot of issues in the Harrison Ward council election currently. There is lots of traffic, less jobs, and due to COVID-19, we need a lot of improvement to be done. So with my experience in 3 different continents in Asia, Australia, and USA, and my education and 20 years in IT, I have lots of ideas to generate employment. And I think council needs my experience and expertise. And that's why I am standing for council election. I've been involved in lots of community work as well. I've been helping the international student in the COVID-19 by providing them with food, shelter, and accommodation. I've been also been part of Vedic Global Organization. So I've been doing lots of community work, And to further give back to society, I need to be a councillor. That's why I'm standing for a council election.
Amazing. Just taking a little bit of extension from the same point, Dashi, in past, share with us an example of the community work that you have done in your own demography or geography in say city or Dockland. Yeah.
Okay. So first, since I was a student in the city of Melbourne, I participated in many volunteer activities, and now as I'm a teacher, at the University of Melbourne and RMIT, they are also in the city. I have my students. So I think for my community engagement, like the student, like international students, is a major. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Jackie, I wouldn't restrict to one. You can start and you can guide us and actually tell us all, not only three of us, but beyond this, your list of activities that you have done and that can be inspirations to young generation like us.
Well, I hope so. But one thing in being myself is that people look at me and they think there is a woman who has a lot of years. But I've been fortunate in that I have had probably 4 different periods and quite different periods of my career. So the career I left from, if you like, I have a doctorate in vocational education and training. So my last career, in fact, was in the academic field. But on my retirement, I began to get interested in local government and became very interested in a residents' association. And before I knew it, I had convened a coalition of residents' associations for the whole municipality. And no sooner had I done that than I was offered the opportunity to stand for council. So what I think is one brings one's experience and knowledge and expertise to whatever opportunity is facing one. And then one runs with it. And a kind of interesting example of this, I think, is that when I became elected to the City of Melbourne, first of all, I discovered there were many portfolios. One was business, one was people, one was environment, one was marketing. There was nobody looking after the largest economic driver of the entire city, which was the knowledge sector. Nobody had that responsibility. So I decided that that's what this city needed. The City of Melbourne needed someone who understood the various facets, the way this knowledge sector actually operated. And my background, of course, equipped me to do that. So I was able to liaise with all of the universities and the TAFE sector, which is a love of mine, the TAFE sector, and the private training organisations and the research sector, because the City of Melbourne has a huge biomedical research capability, and innovation sector, and of course coming right down where the intellectual life of the city meets the people is in the libraries. So we have 6 libraries, and I'm responsible for libraries and museums. So in a sense, one's background informs one's work, no matter at what point in an organisation you enter. So that, I think, I won't speak too long, but I think you understand the way these things emerge with, if you bring intelligence to the role that you're trying to fulfil. So currently I'm chair of Knowledge City and I'm deputy chair of People City, which directly relates to the work that I did with the residents associations. So it's I think I've made my
blend.
Yes.
It's a good blend. Yeah. Rohit, you mentioned that you've lived here in Australia, Melbourne, about 20 years. You've lived in US and you've lived in India, right?
Yes.
Now, having been lived in 3 different countries, I would say, how would you bring that experience, the past experience, to your advantage? How would you use that living in different geographies to improve, to make your council better?
So I believe in something called Vasudevai Kutumbakam. That means that's a Sanskrit phrase that
Mhm.
means whole world is a family.
Right.
Now, I have come from so many different cultural background. Now,
Mhm.
Melbourne and Wyndham is a true melting pot of multicultural society. We have
Mhm.
people from all over the world. So,
Mhm.
having a background from three different countries, it helps me to associate myself with the community in a better way.
Mhm.
Now,
It's
I
Mhm.
true.
know, yeah, so I know all the different cultures that I've come from, and
Mhm.
I've been a savior for overseas students, and I
Mhm.
myself have been migrant, so I
Mhm.
understand the pain of a migrant.
Mhm.
Melbourne City and the Wyndham City is made of migrants, so
I
there
Mhm.
are
know.
a lot of people are from migrants. So
Mm.
having a migrant background, what I have got, I can really give back to society and really help them do better.
Right.
Good
Dashi,
point.
your thoughts?
Mm, for what question?
Like you lived equally, I believe, in US, in Hong Kong, and in Australia.
Mm,
So how would you bring your past experience on you've gained in those places to your advantage, to your use here in Melbourne, and how would you make the city
sure.
better every progressive day? How would you do that?
Yes. Like since I have lived before in three different cities, Los Angeles, Hong Kong, and Beijing, and I think I will learn from the other cities' advantage and try to apply to our city, Melbourne City. Yeah, although we
Mm-hmm.
are already the most livable city in the world, but I think
Mm-hmm.
we still learn and improve from the other cities. For example, like Los Angeles. Yeah, when they drive, they are very they will wait very patiently for the other pedestrians to pass by. But here, people are in a hurry in the city. That we need to learn. Although it's kind of maybe go to the state level, but I think we will. Yeah, every people in the resident in the community. Yeah, we should uh, learn from different culture. Yeah, their advantage. Yeah, their benefit their own culture, and also so recognize patient courtesy, and also like Hong Kong. Yeah, their public transportation is very but for hours
Excuse me.
in the city people can get themselves hurt because there is no safety door in the in the metro station and some many small areas maybe we can advocate them to the
Yeah.
state yeah
Jackie, have you lived all your life here in Australia or you've lived
Absolutely.
somewhere else as well?
No, I'm a migrant.
Mm-hmm.
Very proudly a migrant. Yes.
Right.
I was brought here by my family from
Mm-hmm.
England when I was 3 years old.
Right.
And then we moved back to England and we came back again. And then I migrated as an adult to Canada.
Wow.
And I lived in Canada and traveled the world for a long time and then came back to Australia. And then I left again to travel in Africa for
Oh.
some time, a year or so. So
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in obviously lived in London. All Australians live in London at some point in their life. And so, yes, I'm Australian and very proudly so. But I think I'm very experienced in the feeling of a migrant. My family, I would say the first generation, no matter whether they're English speaking or where they're from, it is a wrench and it's a hardship. And no one escapes that.
Yep. 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 Yep.
But
So
I'm ever
again,
grateful that my parents actually had the foresight to bring me out of post-war Britain and all the deprivation that occurred in the 50s and brought me here. And I
so
hope that new migrants get that opportunity post-COVID. We want it is a land of opportunity.
it
Less
is.
so
It
right
is.
now, though.
Yeah. We are blessed to be in Melbourne, Australia. I feel so. But coming back to the question, since you've lived in different countries, since you've traveled, you have had, again, basis your inquisitiveness to kind of know and learn.
Yes.
All that experience, I'm pretty sure with your association in the council, in the Melbourne City Council, you would be deploying those experiences, those knowledge. You would be canvassing or gathering those knowledges. And there a particular area within the knowledge domain that you're working on